Hello there, my name is Josiah Gilliam and I am the Special Initiatives Coordinator here in the Mayor's Office, and we've been very excited about Summer Learn this year and have been working with community partners just to highlight how it's going and to uplift cool experiences that are taking place in community, and most importantly of all, how it's going for our young people. And we have a great opportunity today to talk with the team from, part of the team from the Homewood Children's Village. My friends, thank you so much for taking the time. Please, if you would, introduce yourself and how you explain the work that HCV does in community.
Hello, thanks for having us, Josiah. I'm Jaleesa Coffey. I'm the Deputy CEO and Director of Youth Development at Homewood Children's Village, where we are an organization that supports families and young people from cradle to career, and we do this through offering direct services and a continuum of learning support for children and their families.
That's wonderful. So Summer Learn this year, not your first year by any stretch of participating in the program. Let's start at a high level. How many young people have you all engaged through the program this year?
Absolutely. Not our first summer, but it has been an excellent summer. And this year we have been able to engage about 102 youth at some point throughout this summer.
102. And how many work sites this year?
We have 18 work sites. 18.
So just in a general sense, how's it gone? You mentioned it's been an exciting year. How's it been?
It has gone really well. I think, when you are onboarding and supporting and training and developing any amount of young people, let alone over 100, it definitely has its opportunities and its challenges. And I think that, with the world opening back up in different ways, and where COVID has been a little more manageable, and we've been able to be a little bit more in person, it's given us some more opportunities to serve differently this summer than we have the last 2 summers. Of course, we're still being very cautious and considerate of the health and the pandemic that is still ongoing. And so we have been able to provide various training, digital responsibility, digital safety types of training, general workforce development. So what does communication look like? What does problem solving look like? What happens if you feel like you've worked so many hours, but your supervisor doesn't think you worked that many hours? How do you advocate for yourself, but remain in a way that your communication skills are as advocacy and not what might seem disrespectful or argumentative. So it has been a great summer. It has been a great summer. And as we are starting to wrap up the program, I think the team is starting to see some more of the successes and not just the great pile of work that's ahead of us, but we're able to see how many of our young people and our work sites have grown throughout the summer.
That's wonderful to hear about. So let's zoom into some of the work sites and some of the experiences that young people have been participating in. I understand that there's a cool partnership going on with Oasis Farm and Fishery. What's going on there?
So I will speak to that. Oasis Farm and Fishery is one of our work sites that has about 8 students, and is a great group of students. And they've actually been doing quite a bit around gardening. Oasis also does work around hydroponics. But this summer, most of the work has been around gardening, teaching the kids different gardening skills, planting skills, which of course is always very valuable, learning how to grow your own food, learning how to tend the earth. So a lot of the work has been around gardening and teaching those young students how to produce.
That's wonderful. A robust scene in Homewood that folks will maybe be familiar with. A lot of urban gardening and also folks directly addressing food insecurity and food apartheid. So it's great to hear that the young people have had a chance to build some skills there. And I hear you also been working on some video game design experiences. What are the details there?
Right, so we have another work site, it's video game design, and there are 10 students involved in that work site. And they've been working diligently this summer around all the different aspects of designing a game. So, and it's not just, it's not all virtual or just being on video games or just playing video games. It's actually doing all that behind the scenes background work on what does it take, what's the thought process that goes into the designing process. So those students have been working a lot around those different concepts of design and just from beginning to end, but a lot of work around just the different aspects of what does it take? Where do you start with designing a game?
That's really wonderful. Yeah, just like a series of engineering scenarios you got to figure out and user experience scenarios you got to figure out. But really, really good to know that there's been a compelling and immersive experience for young people through Learn and Earn this year. So we're coming up on the end of the summer, and great to hear that it's been a good experience this year. For both of you, what are you most proud of when you look back over the summer in terms of Learn and Earn this year?
I think I'm proud of, I might kind of say two things. One is that we are working with all of our participants to create a post-secondary plan for each and every one of them. So at the end of this summer, each of them will be able to say, this is what I'd like to do once I graduate high school. For some, that's college. For others, that's the workforce. For yet others, that might be trade school. But whatever it is, we want to ensure that we can offer them, first of all, the opportunity to dream what they want to do. And second of all, start working with them on how they can make those dreams come true. And the other thing that I think I've been really proud of this summer is our opportunity to support young people and our participants in ways that traditional workplaces typically aren't able to. So we've been able to be culturally competent and culturally relevant, as well as trauma informed in ways when issues come up in the workforce. And some, if you're working at a public place, you might not have the supervisor might not have the time or the capacity to kind of sit through and walk through a trauma informed lens with walking through some conflict, but our work sites and our team has been able to support work sites through working through a lot of conflict that might have come up or any issues that might have come up. Because for some of our participants, this is their very first job. They've never really experienced a formal work setting. And so for some ways that they might come against items that they just aren't typical in their everyday life, we've been able to work through some of those problem solving skills. So I'm very proud of the team and work sites and the participants for being able to take the holistic approach as far as getting through some of these issues that have come up.
It's wonderful. Rasha, what about you? Most proud of this summer?
I'd have to say, I agree with Jaleesa on those challenges that come up and being able to deal with them in a very different way. Also very proud of our students, particularly those who came up against those challenges and how a number of our work sites, our supervisors really worked with those students, talking with those students, getting them to understand, hey, this is a challenge, but this is also a learning opportunity. It's learn and earn. So it's a learning process for all of us, not just the students, not just the work sites, but HCV as well. We're all learning in this process. So learning how to do things better, how to do things differently, what works, what doesn't work, but really proud of our students and our supervisors and our work sites who really work with us and really work with the students. And a lot of them who were very open to, even though there were challenges, saying, hey, we understand that this is a learning opportunity. We're going to give you another chance. We're going to work with you. And so that was very encouraging. It was very encouraging to be able to work with those supervisors and for them to be so open and supportive of us and what we were attempting to do in this process of learning and learning and working. And again, yes, it's a new experience for a lot of our students. And some of them come in, we've all been teenagers, we think we know a whole lot more than we really do. But it's been great to have those adults who are really dedicated to guiding and teaching our young people. And it's a big program in a very short period of time. We've serviced over 100 kids, and just keeping up with the intensity of Learn and Earn. I'm really proud of our staff, our worksite coaches that we have. We have 5 worksite coaches that work with us in our work sites because it's really intense. So just really appreciative of all the support that we've got from all of our HCV staff, in addition to those worksite coaches this summer, just to make Learn and Earn happen for that many students in such a short period of time.
Wonderful. I just want to uplift some things that I'm hearing you all saying. it is encouraging, to hear about, all the different partners and the different kinds of thinking that go into making it work. And what some folks, I think, don't always remember is that, to your point, Learn and Earn often is a first or an introductory work experience. So to have the chance for them to experience some of these challenges, but to be surrounded by care and expertise from adults that can walk them through that is extraordinary. But then also this idea of having a post-secondary plan. Imagine having an introductory work experience and you come out of it with some thoughts, at least even just preliminary thoughts on where you might want to go from here and what routes and what pathways are compelling or interesting to you at that moment in time. It's just a wonderful thing. So thank you both, Jaleesa and Rasha, for your time and the work that the Homewood Children's Village does. And we'll do more work here to highlight community partners that are doing great work in general, but also through Learn and Earn. Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Josiah. Take care.
Welcome. Thank you.